grand prophecies happen. One of them was made by the Czech Karel Chapek, the one who exactly 100 years ago came up with the word robot. Chapek made the main prophecy in 1937 and recorded it in the form of a play. Today in the world there is no more important and relevant work than white disease. Here are two snippets. State Clinic. The office of the head physician, Professor Sigelius. Interview. Journalist. Mr. Professor, our newspaper would like to hear from the most authoritative lips. Sigelius. About the so-called white disease, or Beijing leprosy. Unfortunately, too much is written about her, and too amateurish. Only doctors should deal with diseases. It is worth writing about the disease in the newspaper. Most readers immediately begin to look for symptoms in themselves. Journalist. Yes, but our newspaper just wanted to reassure the audience. Sigelius. And how to calm her down. The disease is very severe and is expanding like an avalanche. All clinics in the world are feverishly looking for a remedy, but so far science is powerless. Right, but at the first signs of the disease, everyone should see a doctor, that's all. Journalist. What about the doctor? Sigelius. The doctor will prescribe the ointment. The poor, manganese. The rich, Peruvian balm. Journalist. And does it help? Sigelius. Yes. Against bad smell when ulcers open. This is the second stage of the disease. Journalist. And the third? Sigelius. And in the third, morphine helps. Only morphine. Heinous disease. Journalist. And is she very contagious? Sigelius. It spreads with incredible speed. We are struggling hard with the so-called Beijing leprosy. In China, almost every year, a new and interesting disease arises from poverty. But not one of them has yet exterminated so many people. This is truly the pest of our days. She has already mowed 5 million people. 12 million are ill with her inactive form, and at least 3 times more walks without knowing. We work tirelessly. So far, it has been undoubtedly established that the disease affects only people aged 45 years and older. Obviously, those natural changes in the human body that we call aging to create fertile ground for it. Journalist. This is extremely interesting. Sigelius. If you were older, it would not seem so interesting to you. After the first sign of the disease, the prognosis is completely accurate. Death occurs in 3 to 5 months. Usually from general blood poisoning. Journalist. Of course, our readers are most interested in how to protect themselves from this disease. Sigelius. No way. Absolutely impossible. Everyone over 40 is doomed. Your readers are interested in how to protect themselves. Still would. It interests me too. God, how powerless science is. Journalist. Perhaps in conclusion, you will say a few encouraging words. Sigelius. Yes. Write in your newspaper that you need to come to terms with this. And suddenly a doctor appears who has found a cure for the white disease, 100% cured. But the doctor sets the condition: all states must sign eternal peace. Otherwise, he will not reveal his invention to anyone. Family in the evening at the table. There is a report in the newspaper about how Marshall, head of state, visited the clinic. Father, reading a newspaper. You see, Mother, there is already a cure for the white disease. Mother. Thank God, Father, I told you, with the current successes of civilization, so many people can't die. Frankly, I feel like I'm born again. Still, it was scary. In our service, a white disease brought to the grave more than 30 people, all under 50. Mother, poor things. Father, today Baron Krug himself called me and says, in connection with the death of the chief accountant, you will take over the management of all accounting. Such a happy day. Mother, I'm very happy for you. Father, and for yourself. You count. It's an extra 12,000 a year. Do you still have the bottle that I gave you for your birthday? He reads the newspaper. More destructive than the medieval plague. But now it is not the Middle Ages. Reads further. Well, clearly, our Marshal is a hero. I wouldn't be stuck there to these sick. Never. She puts down the newspaper. So, chief accountant. Mother brings a bottle and a glass. Why one glass? Won't you drink with me? Mother. No. Father. Well, for your health, Mommy. Drinks. Chief accountant concern Krug. Nice career, Mother. You know, 5 more people were marking this place. But they all died. Everything from white illness. And my daughter gets married. Because the groom found a place, and the son will go to service. I will sincerely say, thank God that this white disease has appeared. Mother. Oh my God, how can you? Father. But this is true. Just think, it helped us and many others. Thank fate, Mommy. If there wasn't a white illness, I don't know if we would have lived as well as now. And now there is a cure for her, so we are no longer afraid of her. But I have not read it yet. He takes the newspaper. Professor Sigelius is a bright head. This medicine was discovered in his clinic. Marshall himself came there. They write that it was an unforgettable moment. I believe I saw Marshall only once briefly in the street, in the car. Great man. Mother. Outstanding commander. Mother. Will there be a war? Father. You understand, it will be. It would be a sin not to fight when we have such a brilliant military leader. The factories of Krug are now working in 3 shifts, military orders. Do not try to blabber, now we have begun to make new poisonous gas. Just wonderful. We are building 6 new factories. Being Krug's chief accountant is of high trust. I would not have taken up this matter if I had not been aware of my civic duty. Mother, if only our son did not have to go to war. Father, do not worry. The war will not last even a week. The enemy will be defeated before he knows that it has begun. That's how it's done nowadays, Mommy. Now let me read it. Pause. You bastard. As soon as they put up with it. Yes, they write about him in the newspapers. Without any talk, I would have ordered this type to be shot. This is a traitor. Mother. Who? Father. It says that some Galen invented medicine, and he, they say, will not reveal his secret to any state until it invites other powers to conclude eternal peace. Mother. So what's wrong with that? Father. Stupid question. No country in the world will do this. In vain. Perhaps we spent so many billions on weapons. The eternal world. This is just a crime. In your opinion. To close Krug's enterprises, 200,000 people thrown into the street. In jail. You need this type. Talking about peace now is incitement to rebellion. Mother. But if he discovered the medicine? Father. This is another question, and in my opinion, this bastard is not even a doctor at all, but a secret agent and an extremist bribed by some foreign power. Plant him without any talk. Mother. And if this medicine really works? Father. So much the worse. Then I would pinch his fingers in a vice. Would speak. Nowadays there are means to make people talk. Is it possible to allow this bastard to stain us with a white disease because of such a stupid utopia as the world? Good humanity. Mother, looking at the newspaper. This doctor only says that he wants to stop the killing. Father, scoundrel. But the glory of the nation is nothing to him. Who is against the killings, is against our fundamental interests. Understand? Then Baron Krug, the owner of all military factories, will get sick, and then Marshall. Then something will begin to change in their head. ... Just appeared on the internet. Contagion. The first reading, a video based on the play of Apopek. Under normal conditions, the performance would have arisen after 2 months, or even 6 months of intense rehearsals. ... And suddenly, an epidemic. The old play immediately became more relevant than the whole world drama and sharper than television talk shows. It was impossible to put off. We agreed on a production with a Moscow theater in mid-March and scheduled a premiere at the end of May. But 3 days later it became clear we have neither May, nor April, nor even a week. A quarantine threat looms over Moscow. Then they decided to do everything in 1 day. Not for the record, but under the pressure of force majeure circumstances. Now, this is the fastest setting in history. The plan was simple. The theater provides premises and artists. First, I read the text to the troupe, an hour and a half. Then the distribution of roles, another 40 minutes. Then the artists read their roles on a piece of paper with stops, comments, explanations, another 2 hours. And then the artists, already knowing the text, already guided in relationships, intonations, rhythm, read a second time. And the Moscow team, pointless laser, shoots this second reading with 3 cameras. It did not work out, there was not enough time. I had to shoot the first reading. Now on the Book People channel you can, for free, see the play Infectious, staged by us in 1 day.